Yo, yo, yo. What up? What up? What up? What up? This is day 29. Day 29, behind the scenes, making a dealership, 800% Elite Auto, 1209 East New Circle Road. My name is Glenn Lundy. If we've never met, what up? Pleasure to meet you. My name is Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8. That's right, I'm a father to 8 babies. And I am also the owner of 800% Elite Auto, which is a brand new dealership in Lexington, Kentucky. We opened less than 6 weeks ago. We acquired the place 3 months ago. And I'm also the owner of 800% Elite Automotive Club, which is a training and consulting company where we work with car dealerships all over the United States of America. I'm also a 2-time author, and I am the winner of the Greatest Speaker in America competition that was held by Grant Cardone and his organization. And that's enough about me. I feel like I have to do that in case you're new, man. If you're new to our channel, we would love to hang out with you, get to know you a little bit more. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button, come join us, because we are documenting behind the scenes and have been documenting behind the scenes every single day of what it takes to take an empty building and turn it into a fully functioning, highly successful car dealership. Now, some of you might be saying, highly successful. We don't know about that yet. Well, I know. You might not know, but I know. I'm coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm in Houston, Texas right now, where I am speaking tomorrow morning. I will be speaking to a group of independent dealers. Independent means used car dealers, not franchise dealers. So franchise dealers, Nissan, Honda, Toyota, any of those, Chevy, Ram, all that kind of stuff. Whereas an independent dealer only sells used cars. And so tomorrow I am speaking to a group of independent dealers that are the best independent dealers in the United States of America. What I mean by that is they are the highest volume independent dealers in the United States of America. The average dealer in this group that I'm speaking to tomorrow sells 500 used cars a month on average. There's one guy down there that sells 1,200 used cars a month that I had a chance to shake his hand a little bit earlier today. So they have asked me to come in and speak to their group, which I'm absolutely honored. It is nearly impossible to get inside of these intimate groups of dealers for great reason, purposeful, right? They only want to learn and grow and expand, and they only want to learn and grow and expand from those that have done what they're trying to achieve, what they're looking to accomplish. And that's our gift. Is I used to be the general manager of the second largest used car franchise dealership in the United States of America. And as the general manager of that place, we grew that dealership 800%, from selling 120 cars a month to ultimately selling over 800 cars a month in a tiny little town, population 9,600. So a little background on me. And that's why they've asked me to come speak here, which I'm excited to do. So coming to you from Houston, this is my hotel here. It's a very nice hotel room. We are at the Post Oak. The Post Oak, that place right there, the Post Oak. This is a 5-star hotel in Houston. It is super bougie, ridiculously fancy. Like, I almost felt like, I don't know, like a homeless person walking around down there. I mean, everybody's in designer everything, designer shoes, designer pants, designer shirts, designer sunglasses. Like, it's wild, man. I've been a lot of places. I have been a lot of places around the United States and outside of the United States a couple times, and I've never seen anything like this. It is bougie as they come. And so it's a very nice hotel, but I'm coming to you live here to give you the updates, the latest updates on what's going on in the dealership. If you've watched some of the previous episodes, you've been able to see that we went from an empty building to now we have a fully functioning and operating place. You've been able to see that we've gone from having no team to a team of 41 people. You've been able to see that we've gone from having no inventory, no cars on the ground, to having cars on the ground. We've gone from not having any paid marketing avenues or ways to generate leads to now we have multiple ways to generate leads. You've seen this journey so far as it's gone along, and you've also seen us struggle when it comes to the initial investment financially, what it takes, starting to try to turn those things around to where we can get into a profitable situation, having to balance what we can pay and what we can't pay because there's only so much money in the bank. For a while, we didn't even have a bank account. For a while, we didn't have air conditioning, like all of these things, right? And so we've been on this journey, and if you've watched any of those previous episodes, you've probably seen some of that progression. It maybe seems fast in some ways, and it maybe seems slow in some ways, and that's exactly how I feel about it. Is sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe in such a short amount of time we've accomplished so much. And then there's other pieces of me that are like, oh my gosh, when are we gonna get this thing like freaking rocking and rolling, right? And so it's like a mental roller coaster of, hey, we got to make these things happen, and we're making them happen as fast as as fast as we can, and at the same time, we have to appreciate what we've already accomplished. Isn't that kind of always the story, right? Like, if I sit like this, it's good light. If I lean forward, it's shadowed light. My friend Grant Cardone was telling me one time, he's like, people cannot receive a message in the dark, no matter what. They cannot receive a message out of darkness. They can only receive a message out of light. I thought it was quite fascinating. Let me see if I can make a quick adjustment to where I can lean back and the lighting can still be good. Let's see. Still kind of the same deal, but at least now you're a little bit closer, a little bit more intimate. So maybe that helps. And I can actually, I guess if you're a little bit closer, I can probably lean back a little bit. Okay, perfect. Lighting matters, folks. Lighting matters. So isn't that how, like it's like a metaphor of life, right? This metaphor of life where nothing ever seems like it's happening fast enough. And at the same time, we tend to lose sight of how fast things are happening, right? Like you don't realize you've grown 4 inches until you've grown 4 inches. You don't realize you've picked up a couple years till you've picked up a couple years. And at the time, each day can seem so long, but then you blink and it's a month, it's 2 months, it's 3 months, it's 4 months. So that's kind of the season we're in. With that season comes the challenges of the day-to-day. And so what I want to share to you as far as today's update is some of the challenges that we're facing, as well as some of the wins that we've accomplished. I'm going to do my best to help us balance the speed of acceleration and the anticipation of where we're going with the reality of the situation in the today and in the present. So we are going on 6 weeks and we do things a little bit differently in this dealership. We run hard for 6 weeks and then we're off for a week. And so next week, the dealership will be closed. It'll be closed completely. Everyone will have the week off, paid, 41 people, paid week off. Now, there's a lot around that. The dealership currently is not profitable. I have 2 partners that are not necessarily, on the same train with this 6 weeks on, 1 week off thing. Like they don't care as long as we're getting a result. But currently, financially, that is not the case. So the store is starting to pick up some momentum. They had a 5-car day, 7-car day this week. Those are big days. Our ultimate target is to get to 9 cars a day on average, right? That's our initial target, 324 cars every 6 weeks. And so here we are. The store, capital-wise, as far as cash, running a dealership, it's a huge cash engine. There's a lot of money that's got to go out. When they sell 7 cars, now you got to write a check for $175,000 to pay for those 7 cars. And then you hope to get money in that's more than $175,000, but it's constant cycle. And here in the beginning, we had to invest a lot of money, especially in the first couple months, into getting the building put together, so on and so forth. So we're in the hole, and my partners are on the hook just like I'm on the hook. And so the right thing to do, typically, based on my experience in automotive and my experience with relationships with partners, the right thing to do when you're behind on cash, down on numbers, bills are coming in, debt's piling up, the right thing to do is to jump in 24/7, ding to dong, don't sleep, don't eat, do whatever it takes to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. Sell, right? Sell your way out of it. Volume solves everything, right? So that's like the right thing to do based on my previous experiences. And everything in my body says that. We're doing the opposite. We're like debt piling up, bills are coming in, all these things are going on, we're behind the 8 ball, so let's take a week off. And on top of that, pay everybody. That's crazy. Like legit, that is crazy. And that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I know, and my partners haven't said anything. They're completely supportive. They haven't said a word, just so you know. But I know what they're thinking. And I know they're thinking, what the heck is this guy doing, dude? Because I'm thinking it. And here's the reality of the situation. The reality is 7 days, which is what we're about to take off. 7 days is not what's going to make or break this company. 7 days of not selling is not end of the world. It's nothing. It's nothing on a bigger scale. If we really expand out, right? 800% elite auto dealerships all over the country. There's a much bigger vision, much bigger thing at play here. When you expand out to the infinite game, right? I'm 46. We got at least 40 more years of this, right? 1 week is nothing. And it feels counterintuitive, right? It feels like, oh my gosh, dude, let's take it. We got to take every minute, every second, every day. We got to hit, we got to hit, we got to hit, we got to get, we got to get, we got to get. But the reality of the situation is 1 week in the grand scheme is nothing. And at the same time, us shutting down for 1 week is everything. It's everything. Because when we shut down for the week, it tells our people that we value them more than we value our P&L statements. When we shut down for a week, it tells our people that we are sticking to this vision that we have, and we trust them enough. We trust them enough to allow them to invest in the other areas of their lives. Us shutting down for a week makes a statement industry-wide. Earlier today, there was a guy, Haley, who's a member of our team. She posted an amazing video over on TikTok about us being shut down every 7 weeks and nobody having a schedule. And then there's a guy called the Goat for Real, I think is what he calls himself, Goat for Real. And he's got a TikTok page, and he stitched on her page, and he was like, man, I would feel like I was a slacker if I was in that environment. And he's a great guy, right? I'm not knocking him, right? He's a great guy. I would feel like I'm a slacker if I was in that environment, and this ain't gonna work. And man, as soon as they start losing money, then this whole thing's gonna turn around, and this whole no schedule thing's going away, and the 7 weeks thing is going away. And guess what, dude? Guess what? My guy Sean, the Goat for Real, he's right as far as how most of us in automotive would see this situation. He's right. We'd say, you know what? We said we were going to do this program. We said we were going to do this thing. But, right now we need to, we're just getting going. We're just getting started. So right now, because we've been open for a month and a half, and for 3 or 4 weeks of it, we didn't have the paid advertising, and because we're not at the point where everybody's selling 1 car a day every day they're at work, and because we're not at the point where the salespeople are doing 30 cars, and we're not at the point where we're selling 324 cars in 6 weeks, because we're not at that point, we're just going to go ahead and not take this week off. We're just going to, and maybe we could do the next one. Oh yeah, and the no schedule thing, yeah. Let's we need everybody here first thing in the morning, and we need everybody here to stay here all day until we dig ourselves out of this. I totally get where the Goat for Real on TikTok is coming from, and all of those thoughts have raced through my mind. But then I remind myself, 7 days. If 7 days can break what we're building, then what we're building isn't worth anything anyway. If shutting down for 7 days is so incredibly detrimental, and I get it, dude, we've only been open for a few weeks, I get it. If it is so incredibly detrimental to our ability to be successful, then we're not building anything worth building. As far as I'm concerned, I am no longer interested in living in this world or this mindset of lack, or living in this world and this mindset where the health, the joy, the spirit is being ignored. I'm not interested in living in a world anymore where the spirit is being ignored. And I've lived in that world. I lived in that world for a really long time. I'm not going to do it anymore. You see, this wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea to shut the store down every 7 weeks. It wasn't my idea. It was given to me from somewhere else, from a spiritual space, a non-physical space. I was sitting in church. I heard God say, shut down every 7 weeks and pay all your people. He didn't say, oh, this is going to make sense. Oh yeah, it'll be easy. Oh yeah, it'll, it's going to factor out this way on your P&L statements. Oh yeah, this is how you're going to be able to do it. He didn't say any of those things. Just like he didn't tell the disciples when they took the baskets of bread, he didn't say, oh, well, here's how I'm going to turn 5 loaves into bread into something that can feed 10,000 people. He didn't say how to do it. He just said, go take the bread, break it, and give it to the people. So we as a dealership are going to learn from the example that has been given to us, one of the greatest leader of all time. We are going to learn from that example, and we are going to stop asking questions that keep us small, and instead we're going to break the bread and hand it out to our people. We're going to give our people a week off because they've been busting their butts. We're going to give our people a week off so that they can invest in their families. We're going to give them a week off so that they can invest mentally and spiritually and physically into the things that bring them joy and bring them purpose. Business-wise, is it the right thing to do? No. It's not, business-wise. But I'm not interested in building another business. There's lots of those. There's plenty of businesses out there. There's 17,000 dealerships, franchise dealerships in this country, 60,000 total franchise and independent dealerships. There's fast food restaurants, there's tech companies, insurance companies, there's people who sell widgets and gadgets and gadgets and all of those things. All of those things exist. I'm not interested in building another one of those. So, what's the update? Well, the update is that we're reaching a point now where we're going into our first shutdown, and there are some challenges with that. However, those challenges are not going to keep us from moving towards the mission. We're not changing the mission because of challenges. We're not changing the vision because of challenges. I will say this though, this is the season that my team has to evaluate the last 6 weeks. The team has to evaluate the last 6 weeks, and they have to look themselves in the mirror and they have to say, okay, I'm now in an environment where there's no schedule. And I'm now in an environment where leadership is going to shut this place down every 7 weeks so that we can invest in ourselves. I am in an environment where I know that Glenn Lundy and the people that he's chosen to lead this organization are absolutely all in. Am I? You see, now at the end of the 6 weeks, I've done what I came here to do. We made the investment. We got the pieces in place. We have the people. We've clearly defined the vision. We've clearly defined all of our expectations. We've started to put our systems and processes in place. They will continue to evolve. We put the name up on the sign, we got the licenses, we figured out the paperwork, we found the funding. So I've held up my end of the bargain. And now it's going to be transitioning. Because I'm telling you guys, man, like there is heat on me from what we're doing next week. There is heat on me. No one else has this vision. This vision was given to me. It was given to me. I'm the only one carrying the burden of it, you know? So now we're going to shift into the next chapter. This first chapter was startup. Get going. Give everyone opportunity. This next chapter, it's going to be up to the people that we have selected in this organization. It is going to be up to them to be disciplined, to elevate their talents, to grow as individuals, to bring their absolute best to the table, like, it is going to be up to them to make sure that in this next 6-week run, we start to, and I don't expect it to be over, but we start to silence the doubters. That we start to allow my partners and myself to gain confidence in the results. It's going to be up to the team to over deliver on what they signed up for, if that makes sense. The responsibility is shifting, is I guess what I'm saying. And that's the biggest update. Responsibility is shifting. And so it'll be interesting. We've got a couple more days in this last 6 weeks. It'll be interesting to see how they finish up the next couple days. And then, of course, there will be conversations that we'll have as we evaluate and look back over the last 6 weeks. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? What can we do? Not wrong. What did we do right? What can we do better? Those conversations are going to happen. And then we're going to come back. And when we come back, after that week off, dude, it's game on. It is absolutely game on. And there's only one result. There's only one result that is acceptable. And that's the one where everyone wins. My people win. My partners win. The customers win. My family wins. They deserve a big win. My wife has been such a freaking phenomenal human through this whole thing. It's unbelievable. My kids are so supportive. It's just incredible. So, you've seen the journey of us kind of getting up and rolling. And what we'll probably do with the YouTube videos is we'll start anew. Each 6 weeks, we'll just start a new playlist, right? So we had the before we were open. Now you've got 6 weeks while we're open, or in 2 more days, you'll have 6 weeks of while we're open. And then we'll shut it down for a week, and then we'll come back and we'll go again. So to be continued. I think the last 6 weeks have been really fascinating. It's been interesting. It's been a fun journey. There's been a lot of, excitement and so on and so forth. The next 6 is where the rubber meets the road, as they say in the car business. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, lock in, share, tell a friend, all of those things. I greatly appreciate it. And ask any questions. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'm here for it. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed, get up early, go for a run, go speak to these folks, and then get back home to my fam, which I'm excited about. And yeah, that's your updates. All right, peace.